of indoor ferns. Boost your indoor aesthetics. Are you curious about how to take care of indoor ferns? You've landed in the right place. Indoor ferns are not just visually appealing, they're also air purifiers, contributing to a tranquil home environment. Picture a miniature rainforest in your living room, the lush greenery invigorating your space. Introducing the types of indoor ferns, from Boston to Staghorn. There are numerous types of indoor ferns you can choose from. Boston ferns are prominent for their arching fronds and delicate appearance, while maidenhair ferns draw admiration for their feathery, light green leaves. Let's not overlook the distinct staghorn ferns, which are typically wall-mounted and resemble a stag's antlers. Each species has its own allure, adding a dash of nature to your indoor aesthetics. Understanding the benefits, more than just aesthetics. But ferns are not just about aesthetics. These green companions can purify the air around you, turning your home into a healthier place. The Care Guide, meeting the basic needs of your indoor ferns. Now that we've familiarized you with the allure of indoor ferns, let's delve into their basic care requirements. Care requirements of indoor ferns. Every plant has its own unique care requirements, and indoor ferns are no exception. Indoor ferns are native to tropical and subtropical climates, which means they thrive in warm, humid environments. This makes them perfect for bright bathrooms or kitchens where steam from cooking or showering can provide the necessary moisture. However, if that's not an option, don't fret. Simply placing a tray of water near your fern or misting it regularly can help maintain the desired humidity levels. Fern lighting needs. Now let's talk about lighting. Ferns love indirect light. They're not sun-worshipping plants, so a spot near a north or east-facing window is ideal. And remember, too much direct sunlight can scorch their delicate fronds, so keep them out of the path of harsh afternoon rays. Watering your fern. Next up, watering. Ferns enjoy a good drink, but they don't like to sit in water. So how do you strike a balance? Well, it's all about consistency. Water your fern when the top inch of soil feels dry to the touch, but ensure that any excess water can drain away. This will keep your fern's roots healthy and prevent them from becoming waterlogged. Feeding your fern. Finally, let's touch on feeding. Yes, your fern needs food, just like you and me. During the growing season, which typically spans from spring to fall, feed your fern with a diluted, balanced houseplant fertilizer every 4 to 6 weeks. This will give it the nutrients it needs to grow lush and vibrant. The essence of fern care. In caring for an indoor fern involves replicating its natural habitat as closely as possible. By providing a warm, humid environment, indirect light, proper watering, and occasional feeding, you can create a cozy little tropical haven right in your own home. The successful start of your fern. With these basics in place, your ferns are off to a great start, but to keep them thriving, there's more you need to know. Chapter 1. Beyond the basics of fern care. There are additional tips that can ensure your ferns not only survive, but thrive. Let's delve a little deeper, shall we? Chapter 2. Repotting. Ferns, like any indoor plant, can outgrow their pots. When the roots start to circle the pot's bottom or protrude from the drainage holes, it's a clear sign your fern is ready for a new home. Choose a pot that's 1 to 2 sizes larger than the current one, and ensure it has good drainage. Use a high-quality potting mix and gently tease the roots before placing the fern in the new pot. Remember to water it immediately afterwards to help it settle in. Chapter 3. Temperature. Ferns prefer a warm and humid environment, but they don't do well with extremes. Sudden changes in temperature, like blasts of cold air from a door or window, or dry heat from a radiator, can stress your ferns and cause their leaves to turn yellow or brown. Try to maintain a consistent temperature around your ferns, ideally between 65 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and keep them away from drafts and heat sources. Chapter 4. Pests. Ferns are generally not prone to pest infestations, but it's always good to be prepared. If you notice tiny spots on the leaves or a sticky residue on the plant or nearby surfaces, you might be dealing with pests. Wipe the leaves with a soft, damp cloth and consider using a natural insecticide. Remember, the earlier you spot and deal with pests, the better chance your fern has of staying healthy. Armed with these tips, you're well on your way to becoming a fern whisperer. Chapter 5. Troubleshooting. But what happens when things go wrong? Even with the best care, ferns can occasionally run into problems, but don't worry, we've got you covered. Chapter 1. With brownleaf tips. Firstly, let's talk about brownleaf tips. This is a common issue many fern owners face. More often than not, it's a sign that your fern is not getting enough humidity. To solve this, try increasing the humidity around your fern. You can do this by placing a tray of water near your fern, misting the leaves regularly, or using a humidifier. Chapter 2. Understanding yellowing leaves. Next, we have yellowing leaves. This could be due to a variety of reasons. It might indicate that your fern is getting too much light, or it's not getting enough. It could also be a sign of overwatering or underwatering. Try adjusting these factors one by one and observe any changes in your fern's condition. Chapter 3. Tackling pest infestations. Now let's tackle pest infestations. Ferns can sometimes attract pests like aphids, mealybugs, and spider mites. If you notice small bugs, webbing, or a sticky residue on your fern, it's likely dealing with a pest problem. You can combat this by using a natural insecticidal soap or neem oil. Make sure to apply it thoroughly, covering all parts of the fern. Repeat the treatment as needed until the pests are gone. But here's an important note. Always isolate your affected fern from other plants to prevent the pests from spreading. Chapter 4. Understanding the natural shedding process. Lastly, remember that your fern might just be going through a natural shedding process. It's normal for older leaves to turn yellow and drop off as new ones grow in, so don't panic if you see a few yellow leaves and there. With this guide, you're well equipped to handle any fern-related challenges that come your way. But remember, every plant is unique, and patience is key. Caring for indoor ferns. An introduction. Caring for indoor ferns can be a rewarding experience, enhancing your space and creating a calming environment. Over the course of this video, we've delved into the world of these green beauties, highlighting not only their aesthetic appeal, but also their air-purifying qualities. Basic care requirements for indoor ferns. Indeed, indoor ferns offer a fresh breath of life, infusing your living space with a serene, natural ambiance. We started by understanding the basic care requirements for indoor ferns. These plants thrive in a warm and humid environment with indirect light. They need proper watering, but not too much, and occasional feeding to keep them healthy and vibrant. Additional tips for fern care. It's like tending to a delicate balance, ensuring that all the conditions are just right for your ferns to flourish. We also explored additional tips for taking care of your ferns. Repotting them when necessary, avoiding temperature extremes, and dealing with pests are all part of the journey. Troubleshooting common fern problems. Just like in life, challenges are part of the growth process, and it's the same with nurturing your ferns. We then dived into troubleshooting common fern problems. Brown leaf tips, yellowing leaves, and pest infestations can be daunting, but with the right knowledge, they are manageable. Conclusion: a comprehensive guide to fern care. So there you have it, a comprehensive guide to indoor fern care. From understanding their basic needs, navigating through the challenges, and finding solutions to common problems, we've covered it. With this knowledge, you're ready to embark on your journey of indoor fern care. Closing remarks. Remember, it's not just about having a beautiful plant in your home, it's about the experience, the connection to nature, and the joy of nurturing life within your own space. So roll up your sleeves, get your hands a little dirty, and dive into the world of indoor ferns. Happy